Now you're coming to something. This starts to feel fun. It starts to feel adventurous. Okay, so let's build it. Let's go with what this is. I'm not sure exactly what this is because I want to turn it into something bigger. We're going to raise the stakes. Okay, we're going to we're going to raise the stakes. We're going to add some surreal or real urgency toward the end of this thing or toward the beginning of this thing. I'm not exactly sure why it starts where it starts, and maybe you want to add something there, or maybe you want to just add something later on. Where's the value? Where's the takeaway? What are you interested in? Are you interested in posing a question to people? What would they do? Or do you want to give them an answer? Or do you want to give them the sense that you're in an urgent position and you're not, and, you know, stay tuned for next time and it's a serial contribution to something? This is up to you. These are the questions that I would ask myself in order to structure something stronger, because it needs to be stronger. It needs to turn into a fully formed experience for people that leave them with something that makes them think, that activates a part of them. So what are you trying to activate there? I like the idea of the multiverse. The multiverse is a very good convention. We're going to turn that into something stronger by including it, but a little. You can include it where it is in the story, but then you have to elaborate the story and bring the multiverse back in at the end, or almost at the end, so that it you step out, explain the multiverse, go back in, elaborate, and make the thing into a more urgent thing, and then at the very end or at the near to the end, you step back out again and say, you know, what would you do? Which multiverse would you choose? What are the stakes here? What I didn't understand from you is, if you actually succeed in turning on that light, would you electrocute yourself? So I didn't get that from you. What was the, you know, were you certain that success in one way would mean disaster in another way? So why do you need the light to be turned on? What's the need? What's the urgency? Do you have, are your keys on the floor somewhere? Are, okay, we need to know that. Um, and then we have the conventions, okay? When you tell them you're turning on a light and you give us this, you don't have to tell us you're turning on a light again. But I would love it if you go back to the light a little later on and say, where are those damn keys? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Which multiverse do we have where it's perfectly fine to stand in water and connect with electricity? And the squish. You don't have to tell us about squish again, but looking around, squish, 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 and then we're with you. You introduce that, bring it back later. So the structure of the story ends up being sliced up and other things get put in so that we then get carried through by the conventions that you've introduced earlier on. Make sense? This is going somewhere. Let's make it big. Why is this so important? And what are you asking of us? That we choose? What would we do? What did you do? There are those kid stories of, and you'll never believe this. Then, and I died. you know, uh, okay. More on this today. More solid work on this. It's good.